I went back home. I got back to the house. I gave my grandmother the money. Okay, it's fine. I saw blood. I was scared. I was like, okay, this blood coming out. I took a toilet paper, I rolled it, and then put it on my underwear. We left, we went to the trip. It was very painful. The whole trip was very painful for me because I was quiet. Like, my emotions were all over. I couldn't cry because they were gonna ask, why are you crying? Hi, this is Cossy Tebatsho Mashamaite, born and bred in Limpopo in a small village called Raramongwana. I'm 22 years of age, currently staying in Pretoria. So I have two sisters. I am the last born. I grew up in a very Christian family, and my grandfather was a pastor. So one day this morning, I was 6 years old. I got woken up with my other sister. My big sister already was up. So they said we must get up and go to the neighbors. It's early in the morning. We don't understand why. We are kids, we had to abide by the rules. So we got up, and as we were about to leave, we saw our mother was sick, and then we saw her lying there and her face was covered. So we went there. We took off that cloth, and then to us it was like our mother is sleeping because we know that she is sick. And then we left. We went to the neighbors. So later on, when we came back, we found that there were a lot of people in our house. So I asked one of my aunts, like, where's my mom? She said, go check in her room. I went there, and then she was not there. I went back. I was like, where's my mom? She said, she'll come back. That was it. And then life went on as normal. I was going to school, everything was fine. But then there were days whereby I would be like, where's mom? And then they'd be like, no, like they wouldn't tell me the exact story. You'd be like, she'll come back. No one actually sat me down and said, your mom is no more. Up until I reached the age of 12, 13 there. It was in 2012. At that time, I asked, where's my mom? That's when they actually explained to me that your mom is no more. And me finding out that my mom is no more, it was really hard for me. I got into a mini depression. Every day when I got back from school, I had a corner whereby I sat by, I took a small notebook, and I was writing to my mom. That was a way for me to connect to her. But I was very angry at her. I did not understand why she had to leave me at a very young age. So as hard as it was for me to deal with that mini depression, I got raped. At home, we have a spaza shop, and it's rented out to Indians. As innocently as I was a kid, I could go there to the shop and I wanted to play. So every day when I went to the shop, there was this old Indian guy. He would give me money. It started off innocently as him giving me money because he stays at our place. And then it went on by this other day. He said, let's go to the storeroom. When we got there, he forced me to touch him. And after I just touched him, after that, he gave me money and said I must keep quiet. I must not tell anyone. Okay, I left. The following day, I still went back. I'm a kid. I don't understand these things. I went back, and then the same thing happened. It was a routine for him. As time went by, he's the one who was touching me now. I was no longer the one touching him, but he was touching me. Still, I saw that this is wrong, but because he was giving me money, I kept quiet. I needed the money so that when I go to school, I could be like other kids. I went to school every day with enough money. I would buy everything I needed. And then this other day, it was early in the morning. We were going to Sunday school. As I grew up in a Christian family, it was a church trip. So my grandmother gave me 50 rand and said, go ask for change in the shop. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. There's no one. So I got to the shop. He's there. I said, I'm asking for change. And he opened for me to get in. When I got in, he forced me to go to the bedroom with him. He squeezed me to the bed. He tried to kiss me. I told him to stop. But then still he continued. I was wearing a skirt. I was going to a ZCC church, so we wear skirts, and it was very loose. So he forced himself on me. I don't know why. I couldn't scream. I couldn't shout or anything. I was numb. I kept on telling him to stop. I do not want this. But tears were just flowing. And then it's fine. I went back. It did not last for long because like they were going to call me and like say, you've been long. Where's the change? And then he said I must go. He gave me the change and gave me extra money. I kept the extra money and gave them the change. And he said, keep quiet because here's the money. Keep quiet. I left. I went back home. I got back to the house. I gave my grandmother the money. Okay, it's fine. I saw blood. I was scared. I was like, okay, this blood coming out. I took a toilet paper, I rolled it, and then put it on my underwear. We left. We went to the trip. It was very painful. The whole trip was very painful for me because I was quiet. Like my emotions were all over. I couldn't cry because they were gonna ask, why are you crying? And then okay, my other sister was with me and I couldn't tell her that this is what's going on. I kept quiet. We went to the trip. We came back. And then after that day, I never went back to the shop to stay there because I was scared that the same thing was gonna happen again. So it's fine, it only happened once. But then this other day, he left. Some people came and they were sailing there. This other day, he came to check up on those guys. So he got into our house. I was with my grandfather. It was a Saturday afternoon. I was with my grandfather. And then my grandfather went to the shop. And then he was left in the house with me. He tried to touch me, but then I ran out to my grandfather to the shop and he tried to bribe me by buying me cold drink. I said, no, I do not want it. So from that day, I never saw where that guy went. I never met him in my life. I just kept on wondering where he is, if he's still doing the same thing to different girls or what. And then I had to go to therapy. Once I let my family know what was happening in 2020, I went to therapy. And then my sister told me the reason why I had to forgive him. My sister told me that, yes, we could take you to these therapy sessions, but it is up to you to forgive and let him go, because as much as you continue to go to this therapy, you need to forgive and let him go. And then it was hard for me. It's hard to forgive somebody who never apologized to you, but I forgave him and that gave me so much peace. I let him go. So in 2015, I lost my grandfather. Well, after I lost him, I stopped going to church. I really loved him because he was always there for us. So for me to lose him after I just realized that I lost my mother, it was really hard for me. And then, okay, I lost my grandfather. I said, I'm no longer going to church because he was the pastor there. I'm like, I won't go to church anymore. What's the point of going to church? I lost somebody dear to me. Late 2015, after I stopped going to church, I told myself that the following year, I want to go to SCO. It kept on ringing in my head that you need to go to SCO. And then in early 2016, I went to SCO. When I got to SCO, the first thing that I wanted to do was to get born again. Mind you, the church that I was attending, it's against born agains. But I told myself that I want to be born again. To me, born again people were these rude people. That's how I grew up. We were told that they even love English. That's how they behave in this certain way. You should not go to their church. So to me, it was a very taboo thing to go to that church. Then okay, I told myself that I want to get born again. No matter how people are going to behave afterwards, what they are going to say, I don't even care how they are going to react at home. I told myself I need to get born again. Then on the 25th of February, I got born again. I got delivered the very same day. And then I kept quiet. No one knew at home that I was born again. I told my sister, and then we kept quiet about it. I kept going to SCO, but I couldn't go to the actual church on Sundays. Sundays I'm at home. Every day, Monday to Friday, I'm at SCO. And then a few weeks down the line after I got born again, somebody at school told me that, Cossy, you won last. We're only giving you a week. By the end of this week, you won't be a born again anymore. because of that, it kept me going. It made me want to prove to them that I can do this. I am born again, and this is what I want. I have so much peace ever since I got born again. And then a few weeks after I got born again, I was already preaching at assembly. I don't know how. I'm still new to this Christian thing. The church that I was attending, yes, they taught me about the word, but I knew nothing about the word. I did not really understand Jesus Christ. I did not understand God. I did not know how to pray. It was just me going to Sunday school. Basically, me going to Sunday school, it was me going there to sing. I did not understand about Jesus, but once I got born again, I knew a whole lot more about this Jesus that these born agains always are bragging about. I was so happy. I had peace, and then I was preaching at assembly. I was preaching about this Jesus that I knew about a few weeks back, and I had so much confidence. Yes, at first I was scared, but the scripture of Joshua 1:9 kept on coming to my mind. Be strong and courageous, for I am with you. It kept on motivating me to keep on preaching. I was preaching in class. I was preaching in SCO. And then I went to this amazing church. When I got to that church, everything was, when the pastor was amazing, Pastor Mohobu, she made me feel loved. The fact that my mom was gone, she made me forget all of that. She gave me that motherly love. So I forgot that the depression I had about losing my mom, it went away. She was there. I had all that love. If I had issues, I would run to her. When people are talking about their mothers, I would say, I also have a mother. I have this wonderful woman who's a mother to me. Then 2017, I had to go do my matric. Early 2017, my legs locked. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. They were not swollen. They were not painful. They were just locked. And then that frustrated me, because I'm like, I just met this wonderful Jesus that everyone is talking about, the amazing healer. Why am I like this? Already at home, when they found out that I was a born again, it was a war. So now I'm saying I'm sick. They were like, where's your Jesus now? My grandmother was like, yeah, we need to see your Jesus now. Where is your Jesus? And then I was so mad at God. I had the faith, but I was still mad at God. I was like, God, why are you doing this to me? A year later, after I just met you, now I have to go through this. Now I have to listen to my grandmother shouting at me, telling me, where are you? I need you. This is where I need you the most. Please show up for me. And then they wanted me to go to their church that they could help me with my faith, but I did not want any of that. I kept on believing that my Jesus is gonna show up for me. And then I would always call this other lady at church. She would pray with me. Like, even my legs were too much. I couldn't walk, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. She would pray with me. I kept on refusing to go to that other church. My grandmother kept on calling the family members, telling them that, yeah, she's now sick. We want to see her Jesus. Where's her Jesus? It was very painful for me. And then my feet were okay. They prayed for me. My feet were fine. And then my grandmother kept on kept on fighting with me for the fact that I am born again. And then it came to a point whereby she used to lock her room. She said, I want to bewitch her. She said, I want to pour things into her food. My sister got angry and she said, please stop cooking for her. I said, I just said, okay, I will stop cooking for her. But I knew that she's my grandmother. I won't stop cooking for her. I'm going to keep on doing the same things. Although I don't enter her room because I want to bewitch her, but I'm going to continue being the perfect granddaughter that she could have. And then one day she wanted to kick me out of the house. My uncle and my sister said, call the police, go to the social workers. Still, I had faith in Jesus. I knew Jesus would turn the situation around. I said, no, I won't do that. I kept quiet. I became strong. I believed in Jesus. I was praying. My everyday prayer was, Jesus, I'm asking for peace in this house. The only thing I need is peace. It got to a point whereby I tried to commit suicide, not once, but so many times because of how my grandmother was treating me. And she even went out and told people in the village that I want to kill her. That one really hit me. I was like, Jesus, I am tired of this. I am gonna take these pills, I'm gonna drink them, and I want to be with my mom. Always when I would take the pills, I would be like, I would pray first and be, God, please let your will be done. I want to go be with my mom. I'm taking these pills. And then I would take them, but then they would come back. Sometimes I would take them the following day, my eyes are swollen, nothing is happening. I got so frustrated, like, God, I want to die. Why am I still alive? That's when I knew that God had a purpose for me. God had a reason for me to still be alive. Through all the challenges, God had a reason. And then when I was writing my final exams, because of how the situation was at home, I went to stay with some other lady from church. Yes, staying at somebody's house is not nice, but the love I had there, they gave me so much love, but still a part of me missed being at home. I stayed there, I wrote my final exams, and then after that I went back home. The situation was still the same. The love that I needed from my grandmother was not there. I kept quiet. I went on. I got my results. I did not pass well, so I had to go upgrade. 2018 I upgraded. 2019 I'm confused. I do not know what I want to do, what I want to study. From January to August, I've been sitting at home. But through that process, my friends were praying with me. They would call me, we would meet, and they would pray for me to go to school. They were always there. They were always making sure, like the fact that they were all at school and I'm not at school was hating them. So we trusted in God for me to go to school. So a very great friend of mine, which I'm forever grateful for, told me that send me your things, I will apply for you, because you're sitting at home, you're not doing anything. I sent my things. She said, what do you want to study? I said, I do not know. Then she said, I'll apply for you. And then she applied for me. 2019 September, she said, come, they want you to come write a placement test. I came to Pretoria. I wrote a placement test. They said the following day on Monday, you're starting with your classes. Just like that, I knew that God made a way for me through prayer, through me always fasting. God made a way for me. From there, I was like, God, I need you to show me what is my purpose in this life. I tried committing suicide, nothing worked. Then 2020, the woman who was the pillar in my life, into my pastor, she passed on. That I was writing my tests, and that really hit me. I was not coping at all. I started hating God again. I'm like, God, you give me this woman who's supposed to be a mother to me, who's showing me all that love I've always lacked. Now you're taking her away from me. What am I supposed to do? I need her. Here I am, I'm stranded, I'm confused, I'm angry at God. I do not know why. I was like, God, do you hate me that much for you to give me somebody who loves me, for you to take her away from me? And then the process of mourning her was not easy. I had to let her go, be like, God, this is your will. She was a woman of God. I'm sure it was her time to go. And then I finally made peace with it. I was like, it's okay, God. If it is your will, let it be. And then I was like, from now onwards, God, I need something. I'm tired of always saying, God, I need something to show me what is my purpose. I need something to keep me motivated. And then that's where I met Bongani Putswane, the founder of the Gap Year program, the PEG movement. And then when I met him in December, he introduced the Gap Year program that was happening the following year. My intention of joining that group, I didn't know what it was about. I didn't even ask. I just told him in January that I want to join this program. God drew me to that program. I didn't know what it was, but God drew me to it. I was like, I want to join. I want to volunteer. I don't know what is it. Whatever it is, I want to be part of it. And then he said, come, you can be part of it. You register. He told me the process of registering. And then from there, I have so much peace in my life. I know I have a purpose. I know where my life is going. I now have a vision for my life, which I never had. I know who I want to be 10 years from now on. I know where God is taking me. Hi, I'm Cossy Tebatsho Mashamaite and I have been through the most.